Since I knew that Elijah mocked them and said, cry loud, for he is no God. Either he is talking.
My doctrine shall stand.
It says either he is talking, or he is pursuing, or he is in a journey.
Yeah, so he was making fun of them. He's saying, well, where's your God? Is he on a journey? Huh? Is he running an errand? Is he sleeping?
Yep.
He was making fun of their gods, man. Because he understood in his spirit that the true God is Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Right. Not no other gods that they're talking. No Allah, no Buddha, no none of that, man. Those are all false idols, man. How do you know the characteristics, man?
Right.
You can't just say, oh yeah, we believe in one God. What does that mean? One God, which God? Zeus? Yeah. Which one? You read that God's many? Read it again. Okay, well get it.
This is This is
talking
1
about,
Corinthians
man?
8 and verse 5.
The best thing for you heathens to do is just keep moving, man. You take pictures of the signs, you ask what nation you're from, and just keep it moving. Go ahead.
This is 1 Corinthians 8 and verse 5. For though there be that are called gods, whether in heaven or in earth, as there be gods many and lords many, but to us there is but one power.
There's but one power unto us. There's gods many, man, and lords many. Oh, we believe in one God. What does that mean to me? What's his name, man? Does he have a son? And what's his son's name? And what's their characteristics, man? And what book do they deal with, man? Go ahead. So you got all these questions got to line up, man. You say you got a guy, you got robbed by a guy, or you know a guy that did this, and he has like he has orange hair, right? But you the guy you know, no, he doesn't have orange hair. All right? See what I'm saying? So then, okay, that's not the same guy, but he has the same name. That's not the same guy. Or he might have the same description, but his name is John, but you're looking for a guy named Greg. So that's not the same guy, man. He just happened to look like him, man. Everything has to line up, man. Go ahead, brother.
It says, verse 6, but unto us there is but one power, the Father, Yahweh, of whom are all things, and we in him, and one Lord, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, right, by whom are all these things, and we by him.
Woo, and we by him, man. Okay? So guess what? We're coming to proclaim that power, that God that's coming back to deliver and destroy. Right. All right? Go ahead, man.
Jeremiah 10 and 10.
And we're not a PC group, man. We're telling you straight.
That's right.
100% truth, man. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 10 and 10. But the Lord Yahweh is the true power. He is the living power, and an everlasting king. At his wrath the earth shall tremble, and the nation shall not be able
to... they're going to tremble when Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai starts to really work in this place, man. Because he didn't start to work here, man. All right? He just started to clear his throat, man, in the world, man. That's why all these things are going on back to back. But it's about to increase on a high level where you're not going to have to look at it on the news. It's going to be in front of you. Right? You might be the last family member left of your whole family line, man. This is the time we're coming to, man.
Sure.
Go ahead, man.
And the nation shall not be able to abide his indignation. Thus shall ye say unto them that powers that have not made the heavens and the earth.
And read it verbatim. We get the gods, read it verbatim.
Thus shall ye say unto them, the gods that have not made the heavens and the earth, even they shall perish from the earth and from under the heaven, under these heavens.
Those idols, man. Those idols. They're not going to be able to deliver you because they themselves are going to perish, man. Okay? Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 45 and verse 21. Tell ye and bring them near, yea, let them take counsel together. Who hath declared this from ancient time? Who hath told it from that time? Have not I the Lord? And there is no God else beside me. A just God and a Savior, there is none
when you
beside
say that word Lord, the name is Yahweh. Okay? You see Lord in all caps, the name is Yahweh. So it's saying, I, Yahweh, and he said his name, okay, is the only God. Go ahead and read that again. Read it in the Bible.
Verse 21, Isaiah 45 and 21, tell ye and bring them near. Yea, let them take counsel together. Who hath declared this from ancient time? Who hath told it from that time? Have not I, Yahweh?
I, Yahweh, has done all these things, man. Not Allah, not Buddha, not Jesus Christ. Those are not the names of the Father nor the Son.
And there is no God else beside me. A just God and a Savior. Savior.
Right, and we tell them there's no other God besides Yahweh Shemel, and that's what's that? That's hate. No, that's the truth, man. What?
There is none beside you. Look up to me. Look unto me and be ye saved all the ends of the earth. For I am God and there is none else.
Right, I am the most high and there is none else. That's what they want. They want attention.
This book of Psalms 96 and 3 declare his glory among the heathen, his wonders among all people. For the Lord is great and greatly to be praised. He is to be feared above all gods.
Right, he's to be feared above all gods, because all the other gods are not gods.
That's right, that's
See
right.
what I'm saying to you? And we're telling them that straight. You see? So they try to mask it, they have a smile on their face, but they're going to see, they're going to find out. And deep down, they know what we're saying is true. Don't let them fool you, man. Deep down, they know what we're saying is the truth, man.
Yeah, I know.
You see, but the truth is uncomfortable. Okay, it's uncomfortable. It's not palatable to most people. Okay, it's rough, it's harsh, but this is what they're going to see. Okay, and they're going to see it in their lifetime. And Tawadi Alba Shemel Shai are bringing these plagues speedily, man. Okay, more blackouts are coming, more plague, more pestilence are coming, man. More fire. All right, more lightnings, more tornadoes, more of all of that, man. The Most High is getting ready to bring all kind of hell in this place, man. Famines in these so-called first world countries, man. That's what we're getting ready to see, man. Where you can't even buy a loaf of bread for the majority of these people, man. See, the Lord is going to be dealing with us on a spiritual level, man. You know, all they got is their carnal needs, man. Go ahead.
Verse 5, for all the gods of the nations are idols, but Yahweh...
Does that include Allah? Yeah, that's an idol, man. Oh, we can't draw Muhammad or Allah. It's still an idol. It's a figment of your imagination, and it really goes back to the moon god. Go ahead. Like the brother Zakar said before. Go ahead.
For all the gods of the nations are idols, but Yahweh made the heavens.
Right, and when you serve Yahweh by Shemel Shai, you have to do the right thing. You can't just be acting any kind of way. You're going to be judged on a high level. There are all kind of jakes in the world that follow that religion of Islam. And they're the most wicked people you ever met in your life.
True, that's right.
Oh, A.R. Ab, he's a Muslim. A.R. Ab, man, you serious? What was he rapping about? About murder, this and that, bodies and that. But at the same time, he's talking like he's a Muslim. What was that about? They're smoking weed.
No pictures. No pictures.
No pictures. They're smoking all kind of weed. What's that about? Right? The Bible tells us not to defile our temple. When you come into this truth, the full truth, you cannot be like you were in the world, man. You got to separate from the world, man. And the Christians are the same way. They're not changing. They don't change, because that's a false religion too. They're not changing. They think you can come as you are. Don't you know there's transsexual Christians? Yeah. They're allowed in the church and all that.
More and
Go
more,
ahead, man.
more and more,
Shalom. Go ahead.
more and more they're being accepted in the churches. You know? Yeah.
First of all, there's a reason they have a 501c3 charter. They have to sign a particular charter with the government so that they can't do certain things or preach certain things. Like one of the things they can't speak about is political issues. The Bible is all about political prophecy, man. Political issues and prophecy.
Before a king goes to war, he had to go see the prophet. You know?
Right.
That's political in itself.
Right.
You know?
Yep. But they can't speak on that. You see? And it's gonna and a lot of them they were told to tell the people to take the juice. Oh, make sure you let the congregation to take the juice. So how is that a prophet of the Lord? You see what I'm saying? No, that's a prophet of the devil. That's a prophet of the so-called white man, the Edomite, man. There ain't a prophet of the Lord, man. If you gotta sign a contract with the government to preach the word of the Lord, then you're not a man of the Lord, man. Go ahead.
That's all?
Oh, there's more? No, there's something else. Okay, there's something else. Okay, go ahead.
This is Psalms 115 and 3. But our power is in the heaven. He has done whatsoever he has pleased. Their idols are silver and gold, the work of man's hands. They have mouths, but they speak not.
Right.
Eyes have they, but they hear not. They have ears, but they hear not. Nose have they, but they smell not. They have hands, but they handle not. Feet have they, but they walk not. Neither speak they through their throat.
Right, but they'll be praying to them, right? They'll even the land tribes will make origins of these different so-called saints, which are really just Edomites. They're just Edomites. And they'll put food on the altar and all that. That's madness. That's witchcraft. That's not nothing that's going to come from that. Go ahead.
Verse 8, they that make them are like unto them, so is everyone that trusts in them.
Deuteronomy 32 and 39, see now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal.
And it's funny because they're going to be killed by our God. They're not going to be killed by their God. They're going to be killed by our God. Right? The Most High is going to kill you. All right? The power is going to kill you. Not Allah. All right? Because he doesn't exist. All right? The one who's bringing all these plagues in the earth, that's the Most High Yahweh.
That's right.
Okay? The one that's getting ready to have these elites issuing martial law and shut down the society is going to be Yahweh. This is all for the purpose of his judgment. This was written before time. Okay?
So I would say this, because our power, he's not limited. Yahweh is not limited. Because when you think about these other gods, they always have to be the god of something. Well, here it is, the god of fertility, the god of money, the god of that, the third. Really, a true power is supposed to be a power of everything, and he controls everything. He's omnipresent. It shows you these false gods, they're not really powers, man. But once again, they're limited.
Well, that's the deception of Islam because they're trying to make it where he's one God. They're trying to mimic the Bible on the highest level. And this guy is omnipotent, right? So you got certain guys that can do pretty much everything. I mean, you look at ISIS, he can do, part of this, part of that. It's a bunch of confusion. He's the god of this, but this is the god of that, this and that, the third. Right? Because they kept adding things on. You understand what I'm saying? So that doesn't even matter. The whole point is that they're false idols, man. Whether they're physical or whether they're in your imagination. Okay, so give me 1 second. There's more of that.
It says, neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand.
And nothing can deliver you out of the hands of Yahweh and Yahweh Shah. Go ahead, bro. Read what you got, Yashua. What you got?
Matthew 24 in verse 30. And then shall appear the signs of the sons of men in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn.
And they're going to know. All these nations are going to know when they see how Shai crack those skies. They're going to know that, oh man, shit, I wasn't serving the right guy. They're going to know real quick, man. Go ahead.
And they shall see.
Even the so-called Christians, they think they're following the God of the Bible. They're not following the God of the Bible. They're following Satan through the broad gate. They ain't following the God of the Bible. They believe Jesus is a white guy with a brown hair. Come on, man. That's not the God of the Bible. Okay?
And then all the tribes of the
and they believe his name is Jesus. So that's not the God. Who's that? Who's Jesus? Every time I hear that name, I gotta wonder who's that guy. Go ahead, man.
And then all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory.
And he's going to come with power and great glory. And they don't understand. See, they can't even understand that the fact that the Lord is coming with great power, and he's going to take down the nations. See, so what does Yahweh have to do with it? Yahweh is the great King on high. He's commissioned his Son to be heir of his, of his position, man. So he's taking over that, man. And he's doing all the things. The scriptures say all power is given unto the Son. So he's going to come with that power, man. Go ahead. Listen on that. What?
Isaiah 2 and verse 17, the loftiness of men shall be bowed down, and the haughtiness of men shall be made low.
The pride of these heathens, man. All these people got a lot of pride in them, man. A lot of arrogance in them, man. Especially the so-called white man, the Edomites. But all of that is going to be taken away, man. But all these heathens too, man. Scripture speaks about the pride of Moab.
Yeah, that's right.
And how could Moab, the way they look, how could, it's just ridiculous, man. Right? But at the end of the day, the Most High is going to make sure that all that pride is brought down, man.
That's right, that's right.
All that talk, Yuval Noah and Paul Schwab, what they're going to do with the 2030 agenda, the Most High is going to let them get to a particular level, man. They're just going to crush it. That's it. What?
And the haughtiness of men shall be made low.
Yep.
And the Lord Yahweh alone shall be exalted in that day.
Right. And guess what? As he's exalted, his servants are going to be exalted.
That's right.
Men are going to be, his people are going to be exalted.
That's right.
All right? But as he's being defamed in this society, and it's being all kind of blasphemy is going forth, guess what? His men are being blasphemed. His people are being blasphemed.
That's right.
It's all going to be simultaneous. Go ahead.
It says, and the idols shall be utterly abolished, and they shall go into the holes of the rocks and into the caves of the earth for fear of the Lord and for the glory of his majesty.
Man.
When he arises,
These people are going to be hiding, man. They're going to be trying to hide from the power of the Heavenly Father and His Son, Yahweh Shai. That's what's getting ready to come. Right. Right.
when he ariseth to shake terribly the earth.
Right.
In that day a man shall cast his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which they made each one for himself to worship,
Right.
to the moles and to the bats, and to go into the cliffs of the rocks, and to the tops of the ragged rocks, for fear of Yahweh.
All of their confidence that they have in whatever they believe in, where some of these people only believe in themselves, which is complete vanity and madness. But that's okay. In that time, they're not gonna have any confidence at all.
That's right.
And what does the word confidence mean? It means with faith. They're not gonna have any faith in whatever the hell they believe in.
That's right.
Because we're the only ones that's gonna have faith because we believe in the true power. And he's gonna show and prove in that time. Okay? What?
I mean, that happened with Elam. You know? That happened with Elam when a particular plague came upon them.
Oh, yeah.
And their God didn't save them.
Yep.
What happened? They casted them away.
Yeah, they did that.
You know?
In India, they did that. They did that like I think that's when the COVID came. Yeah, right. Right, and that's one of the things that Esau wanted to do. He wanted to break the people's faith in whatever they believe. Right? Which he can't break the elect's faith. That didn't do nothing to us. That C19 was happy. I was so happy when that happened. What? I was singing. The people at work were wearing 3 gloves, all nervous. 5 masks, not 2 masks, 5 masks they were wearing, man. I was chilling, okay? And the brothers, nothing happened to the brothers. We were good. We kept prophesying. We kept pushing out the word of the Lord, man. I told you that this is just the beginning, man. And they think it's all good now, but trust me, there's worse things that are coming in that damn C19. That was right. Come on, man. That was full of propaganda, man. Go ahead, man.
It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, and verse 73. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried.
Matter of fact, go one verse.
All right, this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16 and 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord.
Why? Because they're going to start coming for free speech. The main target of free speech is us, the Israelites, the ones that are pushing 100% truth. The main target for free speech is not no goddamn right-wing Republican. That's not the target for free. That's a joke. They're still believing the system. They're still part of their game because they created both the left and the right. That's right. They're not really a threat. They're guiding their mind to where they want it to go anyway. The ones that they're not guiding or not controlling, that's completely off the grid mentally and spiritually, is the elect. The ones that are pushing 100%. And we don't believe in this. We know both sides is BS. We believe in the complete destruction of the Edomite rulership through the Heavenly Father and through His Son. Okay?
Wisdom of Solomon 2 and verse 10, let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age.
This is the mindset of the wicked. When you read up and tell them this is the mindset of the wicked and what they think in their heart. Man, read that again.
It says, let us oppress the poor righteous man.
This is why you got all these taxes and all these different things in the society on this, man. Right? License for this, license for that. Okay, there used to be a time you could just open a fruit stand and just start selling fruits. No. And you know that's how the Rothschilds and that's how the Rockefellers and them got rich. Was by doing that. But what did they do? They said, nope, we're gonna put restrictions. Okay? So we'll be here all day naming restrictions that you have on it. But at the end of the day, why? Because they want to oppress the poor. Okay? And especially the righteous. Right?
Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. Let our strength be the law of justice, but that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth.
Right, so anything that's feeble, in other words, which Esau had a book called the Bell Curve, which that's showing you Esau and his whole science is pseudoscience, is false science, is based upon racism. Okay, but they had something called the Bell Curve that speaks about natural selection, all these things. Basically, they're saying what we're doing is justified because whatever we're doing it to is weaker than us. That's basically what their whole doctrine is. Christopher Columbus, the doctrine of manifest destiny. What's that about? They're saying it was our destiny to take you natives and burn you at the stake and do all we did to you because it was just given to in our hands. What does that mean? That means whatever's feeble, we're going to do what we want to do with it. That's their mindset. It's not about right and wrong. You understand? They don't process it like that. Okay? Go ahead. Which shows you that they're what? They're the wicked according to the Bible. That's why the Most High is going to destroy.
Go ahead. Verse 12, Therefore, let us lie and wait for the righteous,
Right.
because he is not for our turn.
Right.
He is clean, contrary to our doing.
We're contrary. We're the exact opposite. You want to know who the exact opposite of the elites are of the society? Us. Men you see here on the phone. We're the exact opposite. Our mindset is the exact opposite of the elites of the society. Okay? Because we're the elites of the new world. See that? Which is a completely different word. Get me that. Which is 2 Peter 3:13. There's another one. If the wicked is not, that his soul is not.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. You can stay where you're at. He's the top. He's like he's the top. What's the top scripture that you was in car? Go ahead.
It says, therefore, let us lie and wait for the righteous,
Yep.
because he is not for our turn.
He is not for our turn. Yep. Right.
He is clean, contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law.
What does it mean we upbraid? Meaning we keep speaking against him. So we're upbraid. That's what it means to upbraid. It spoke about the Lord. You have a question?
Yes. You're recording the video.
Yes.
Will that be available on YouTube?
Yes. Well, okay. Give him a paper. He's going to give you a paper. Go ahead.
It says, he upbraideth us with our offending the law,
Yep.
and objecteth to our infamy, the transgressings of our education.
Right. The transgression of our. In other words, we're coming up against their whole mindset and their whole way of life. Right. So we're contrary to them. Right. So guess what? For them to look at us as grievous, it's a major hatred they have for us. Right.
He professeth to have the knowledge of the Most High, and calleth himself the child of the Lord.
Right. And that's what we're saying. We're telling them we're the sons of the Most High. Right.
He was made to reprove our thoughts.
Right.
He is grievous unto us, even to behold.
Even to look at is grievous for the wicked of the earth. Okay, go ahead.
His life is not like other man's. His ways are of another
See,
fashion.
we move completely different from the world. See, the world is always, whatever they believe in, it's always, everyone is included, it's all about love and things like that, for the most part. That's what the world is all about mostly, right? So, at the end of the day, we don't have that mindset, okay? We're coming with a totally different mindset. No, this is only for us, this is only for the Israelites. Guess what's going to happen is we're going to be over all you nations, okay? That's what the Most High is going to do for his people. And there's no salvation for the nations. See that? That's a harsh statement. That's a harsh doctrine. And another thing, the elites, this whole society is going to be uprooted. And these elites are going into captivity. So we're not just speaking against, the wicked, so-called people that are not following the religion. We're speaking against the elites of the society and anyone that's not following our power. Okay? And saying that this whole society has to be uprooted. We're not saying we're going to build in this society or we're going to build schools here. No. This whole society is going to be uprooted. And there's going to be a new rulership. That's right. Who else would I have for uprooted? Okay, hold that. Let me finish this. Go ahead.
Verse 16, we are esteemed of him as counterfeits. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness. He professeth the end of the just to be blessed, and maketh his boast that Yahweh is his Father.
And that's what we're making a boast. We're making a boast that the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, we are his people. We are his sons. We are the sons of God. We're making that boast that we are those people. We're saying it boastfully. We're not saying it like, we believe in the people. We're saying it, we are those people, man, which makes us above all the other nations, man. We're just saying it straight. Okay? And that makes them uneasy. So, hold on, you saw Ishmael back. Ishmael didn't have a smile when he passed this stuff. Because guess what? It started to fester in the mind. It started to, it started to cultivate something in the mind and in the heart. Damn. That's probably the truth.
Yeah, because if I back you up, it says in the scriptures that the truth pierces, the dividing asunder of the spirit. So, like the brother said, it stays in your mind, man. That's right. But if way more for Esau, Edom, because as we were reading about how that we're making the confessing that the Messiah is our father, right. That means that what? Them saying that they're the people of God. Like, now questions we have to be asked, then who the fuck are they?
Right.
Right. If we're saying we're the chosen people of God, then who are these guys? These guys with the small hats. Right. Who the fuck are they, man?
Right.
And that's bringing it's bringing a opposition to what they're trying to build, man. And if people are going to start realizing that means that what? Their rulership is dwindling.
Right. That's exactly what it is. It's a sign that their rulership is dwindling because their lies and their propaganda is not working like it used to. Everything they do, you got somebody, a bunch of people in the comments saying, nah, we out here out here. Even with the alien, there was a bunch of jakes that were like, this is paper mache. Right? But there's a lot of people that are deceived by those things. But there's people that are like, they're hip to like, this place is all about deception. You understand? So that's a sign that Esau is going down. Because at one time, no matter what he said, as long as he came in a white suit, you know, a white scientist suit, oh, he's got to be hit, you know? Oh, this rock is 8 billion years old. That's deep. And everyone will just believe the nonsense that comes out of his mouth. I remember as a child they said that they don't speak about this no more, but they used to speak about how
The mouth of the dog.
No. They used to speak about that too. The mouth of a dog is cleaner than the mouth of a human being, and I never believed that nonsense. But they used to also speak about a meteorite came and destroyed all the dinosaurs.
Yeah. Oh my God.
One meteorite came and destroyed all the dinosaurs, and then humans emerged. But alligators survived.
Yeah.
That's a big fairy tale. That's a big story. And they use pseudoscience to make it seem as if it was fact. You understand? So anything they said at that time, they could just get away with as fact. Oh, well, what are you? That's preposterous. I did studies, intensive studies. When this man is a straight liar, now everyone's found out this devil's a liar. So-called white man's a effing liar, man.
That's right. That's right.
Go ahead, bro. Hold on, brother. You still have more?
More. Verse 16, we are esteemed of him as counterfeits. He abstaineth from our ways as for filthiness. He professeth the end of the just to be blessed, and maketh his boast that Yahweh is his father.
That's what we're proclaiming, that our end is going to be blessed. We don't give a damn what these people think, because we know our end is going to be blessed. That's why we don't have to get flustered when these heathens and these wicked jigs come up, because at the end, we're going to be blessed. Okay?
Even Balaam, you recognize that, man. You know, he said, I wish I was like them. You know? Balaam was saying, I wish I was like them, like these people, man. So, hey, we are the chosen people of the Most High, man. And it's going to come to the point of time that these heathens, all of them, they're going to recognize that, man. You know, by the standard that Yahweh is going to lift for his elect, man, but so the chosen of Israel.
And guess what? The Lord revealed that to Balak, right? It was Balak, right? You get mixed up. It's Balak.
Balaam.
Okay, listen, we ain't going to get it out. We released it to Balak. Okay? And ultimately, right, he was a heathen. He wasn't even an Israelite. Right? Balaam, okay, he released it to Balaam and he was a heathen. He wasn't even an Israelite. Okay? But guess what? We're revealing it unto the heathen now. We're that mouthpiece of the Lord revealing it unto them what's getting ready to happen to them. And guess what? They have that feeling. Damn, I wish I was an Israelite. And that's why every now and then you'll have people come up. Do you think I'm an Israelite? You know, I remember there was this one cat that was like, you know, like passing the car. Am I an Israelite? I hope so. See, because he was in the right mind state. He was in the state of, yo, they're the blessed ones. We're the blessed ones. That was the mindset that he was in, because he understood that. Right? Whether he was watching all kind of videos or whatever the case may be, or he kept passing and hearing speak, it's convicting him in the spirit that this has to be the truth. You understand? And he wanted confirmation. He wanted to know if he was an Israelite. But he might have been. I don't know. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't get to examine him like that. You understand? But we're doing the same thing the Lord did in revealing it to Balaam. That was it on that?
Verse 17, let us see if his words be true.
Right.
And let us prove what shall happen to him in the end of him.
Right.
For if the just man be the son of Yahweh, he will help him and deliver him from the hand of his enemies.
And you can prove our power. You can prove our God. All right? You can prove him, man. You say the Christian ain't ain't Christians, man. All right? You can prove our God, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shah, his son Yahweh Shah. Because when all hell breaks loose, look for us, man. Look to see what's going on, man. Okay? Look to see if we're in a ditch somewhere bleeding to death. Okay? Yeah, there's going to be certain men in the Lord that's going to have to go to the judges and whatnot. That's going to be all glorious. It's not going to be the same as these people that's going to be dying from all different random things. A plague, a wild beast, cannibals, this, that, random person killed. No, we're going to be walking through that like Superman. You know what I'm saying? We're just going to be walking. Everything's going to be passing us, man. This is why they're going to be looking for us to help them. And we're going to say, listen, if the Most High is not dealing with you, okay? If the Most High is not dealing with you, we have nothing to say to you, man.
So like, if I may say real quick, because if you're not protected, then there's no way you're going to be protected. Because in Revelation 7, it speaks about that, how all the elect must be sealed before the end comes. So if you're still looking for answers at that time, that means that you're not part of the group, man. You're not part of the gang. So what we're going to tell you is what? Sentence of for death to death, man. You know? Going to the buyers and buyers, that's what we're going to tell you. You know?
The only ones that might be delivered in that time is women and children. That's it. Because they're not, both sides dealing with men. He's not dealing with women. Right? So if we were to bump into a woman, she might have been a decent woman in the world, which that's going to be rare to find. Especially in the West. Okay? She might have been a decent woman in the world, the Spirit's going to reveal it, and we're going to allow her to attach to us. Okay, read
2 Kings 6 and verse 25, and there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and the fourth part of the cab of dog's dung for 5 pieces of silver.
So they were selling calves. They were selling the heads of animals, calves, no meat on it. All right, for very expensive. And they were selling bird shit for a very expensive price in that family. It's about to get to that level, man. It's about to get to that level. Right?
And as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, Help, my lord, O king. And he said, If the Lord Yahweh did not help thee, when shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor or out of the wine presser?
There's no food to help you with, man. And if the Lord ain't with you, that's it. I got you, but I see. Go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus 33, verse 1. There shall no evil happen to him that feared the Lord, but in temptation, even again, he will deliver him.
There's no evil that's going to come to those that fear the Lord, and we fear Yahweh. Okay? So guess what? In that time, that's why I said, look for us. Look to see what's going to be happening. All right? All these people that's doing what they want to do, walking around in your daily life, especially Israelites, because it's true, it's Israelites. Okay? You're not taking heed to the Most High Yahweh Shai. You're going to be in a pitiful case in that time. I mean, it's going to be real bad, right? You might have seen somebody that disrespected you in the world, and they might have like one eyeball, fingers is missing. They were real happy. All right? But people get their own self. Listen, man. People don't understand the day of evil that the Lord has prepared, man. They don't get it. Try to explain to them it's not even enough. And the one that's bringing it is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahweh. We gotta put that out there.
That's right.
Need some Ishmaelites getting confused.
That's right.
Hold on, you ready to read yours? You glad, sir? Okay, hold on. I wanted to read what I wanted to read before the Balak. I wanted to be okay, read yours first, brother. And then we're gonna get to that.
Okay, that's right. Proverbs 11 and 8, the righteous is delivered out of trouble, and the wicked cometh in his stead.
That's right. The righteous is going to be delivered, and the righteous is the Israel of God. That's the righteous. So you can say the Israelites. Matter of fact, get me before you even read that. Let's tie that into Jeremiah 37. Okay.
This book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, and verse 7. It says, Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
Jacob, the Israelites are going to be saved out of it. Okay? Israelites are going to be saved out of it. Okay? What Israel is that talking about? It's talking about the Israel of God, the elect. That's what it's speaking about. Okay? All the rest of the Israelites, they're counted as heathen.
That's right.
They're looked at, the Most High looking at them as Edomites, Moabites, Japhites. You know? Boy, read yours real quick, buddy. We're going to lead up into that. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 49 and verse 26. And I will feed them that oppress thee with their own flesh. They shall be drunken with their own blood, as with sweet wine. And all flesh shall know.
Damn, he's going to feed them that oppress us with their own. So that, hey, the ones that came up against the men of the Lord, you got a worse judgment than the average person, man. You got a worse judgment. Okay? What?
It says, and all flesh shall know that I...
Oh, even them women that was disrespectful to you, oh, they got some cult to them. You won't see them in that day. Because they can get off on that in society. You understand what I'm saying? You won't see them in that day. You know. Go ahead, man. Especially in the club scenes, or type of certain environments. You know. Go ahead, man. They'll rub up on you with their bum, right? They'll rub up on you like 10 times, man. Okay, let me holler, and then no, I was like, okay, fuck, go ahead, man. It's crazy. It's crazy out here. Go ahead.
It says, and all flesh shall know.
But that's okay. You're going to see them. You're going to look at them in their eyes in that day. You know what I'm saying? You're going to look at them in their eyes. You're going to see. They're going to remember you. Say, oh, shit, that was that guy. That's me. Can I come with you? No. We ain't going to be spiritual. Right? What is our warfare is not carnal, man. All right? But we just going to walk away. No. Satan jumped off you right there. No, we ain't going to do all that. All right? We're just gonna be no, he's gonna walk away. That's gonna be the worst thing you can do in that day, because they're gonna need that salvation. Go ahead, man. Greg had a mind of his own right there. Go ahead, man.
It says, and all flesh shall know that I, the Lord, Yahweh B'Ashem Yahushai, am thy Savior and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob. You're gonna know.
Go ahead, brother.
This is Lamentations 4 and verse 5.
And after that, get the other one.
It says, they that did...
Actually, it's a mock question, right? Okay, go ahead.
This is Lamentations 4 and verse 5. It says, they that did feed delicately are desolate in the streets.
And those that were living it up, they were having a good time in the society, they're going to be desolate in the streets, man. Okay? Looking for food, looking for, running from danger. Drew, go ahead.
They that were brought up in scarlet embrace dunghills.
And those are especially those that are living in the West. Okay, that's why I say the first world countries are going to get it worse. Because you can't really say people in Sudan was living with, you know what I mean? Really living in scarlet, man. All right? People in South America and stuff like that, they wasn't living with no scarlet. You know what I'm saying? In most of those places. Right? Because that's where Israel's at. But if you come to the West now, you got Uber Eats, right? You got taxi, you got all these different services, right? You go to the dépanneur, get water. You got free water that comes out of the sink. See that? Guess what? Other places are not living like that. So guess who's going to get it the worst when all hell breaks loose? The first world countries, right? Canada, America, UK, Sweden, Poland. Basically all the so-called white people, all the Edomite countries.
So the Lord made sure He built it up like that for the for the revenge to be much sweeter. That's right. That's exactly. Because when you've been pampered all your life, man, and then now you start losing shit, you're gonna fucking lose your mind, man. Here it is, the bank account you had saved up to help you in a rainy day, it's not working, man. So it's gonna hit hard, man. It's gonna be a hard knock life, man.
Right. It's gonna stop working too. That whole banking system. People are it's gonna be a day they're gonna try to get to their bank. There's gonna be no access, man. All right.
That's why I said the last shall be first. The first shall be last.
I'm gonna be happy. I don't care how much I got there. I'm gonna be happy as hell, bro. Go ahead. That was it. Go ahead, bro. That's it on that? Oh, okay, we got it. Yep, go ahead.
Numbers 23 and 8. How shall I curse whom the Most High had not cursed? Or how shall I defy whom the Lord had not defied?
And that's dealing with us in this time. It's dealing with the elect in this time, man. They can't curse us, man. Right? Listen, man, I've talked to a few preachers. I said, listen, you do anything to me, this one's going to come back on you double. That's right. All right? That's all. I'm not worried, man. All right? I was talking to this one chick on the phone. She's telling me, she's doing this stuff, right? And then we're talking on the phone and you hear all these kind of voices in the phone. Like a whole bunch. She's like, what's that? Like, you're the one that deals with the spirits. I don't know what that is. The phone hung up and she thought she was basically testing me because she thought I was going to be all nervous. What? Yeah? Because come on, she don't know what that was. But the spirit, I believe she was trying to test me. Most people, she do that to me, but I ain't talking to this bitch. Right? At that time, I didn't care. No? Go ahead. That's something.
Wow.
What?
This is Isaiah 54 and verse 17.
Levite?
It says,
Actually, Ishmaelite.
This is Isaiah 54 and verse 17. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper.
And no weapon. And guess what? The scriptures speak about the weapons of Levi and Ruth, instruments of Ruth, right? The weapons, matter of fact, get that right. The weapons of Levi and Simeon, and that's not speaking about actual weapons, all right? Necessarily, that's speaking about that so-called that voodoo, Santa Maria, all that matters. What?
Come on, this is Genesis 49 and verse 5.
That's a weapon. Oh, that's a weapon. First of all, that's how they took down Esau and Haiti in the first place. That's how they took down the so-called weapon. They used that. Okay? Dirty Bookman in them, which he was a Dirty Bookman was a Benjamite, showing you that there's Benjamites amongst Levi and vice versa. Right? There's actually Levites that are up in Jamaica too. That have to speak just like they have that accent and everything. Judites, yeah. We're all mixed. Those three tribes are intermingled. Go ahead.
Genesis 49 and verse 5, Simeon and Levi are brethren. Instruments of cruelty are in their habitation.
Right, that's that voodoo Santa Maria. Those are instruments of cruelty, man. Okay? Right? You ever seen people that got hit with some of those things, man? You know? And it's a lot of times it's for petty nonsense. Go ahead.
It says, "Oh my soul, come back."
There's one video, a guy got the damn calves with it. He's moving like a cow or whatever. I believe that's 100% real. Because they have that kind of power on the left-hand side. Which they showed you that even with in the book of Numbers, right? Not Numbers. Exodus. With the Jews and Germans, whatever their names, the witches of Egypt. How they were able to turn and stack it to a snake. They were mimicking the power of the Most High, but on the left-hand side. But it was only so far that they could go. Okay? Good.
It says, "O my soul, come not down into their secret, unto their assembly mine honor. Be not thou
What is
united."
their secret? That. Okay? That usually they do that behind closed. They do that stuff at night. They don't be doing that in the broad day. They do that at night. They do the ceremonies. They don't do that in the broad day. Because it's wickedness. Wickedness you don't do out in the broad day. Go ahead.
So they say too, and the great pretenders too. Because they be in secret, they be doing voodoo and all that, you know, worshiping Santa Maria. But on Sunday, they be going to church, man. You know, worshiping Jesus. And here it is, you think this person is righteous, but here it is in the back, he's spraying curses on you, man. But he was at church praising Jesus. Right. That also shows you that Jesus is a false God.
That's what I was about to say.
You know what I mean? You can't mix the two. The scriptures tell you how that you cannot serve two masters, man. So I didn't hear this at night, you're in the back, you're cooking up spells, and then the next day you're going to Sunday and worshiping Jesus.
Because really it's the same master. Yeah. It's both at least the same, because it's not the broad way. I mean, it is the broad way. Okay? First of all, the name of the Lord is not Jesus. Keep telling them that. Okay? And Christianity is not following the truth. They're not following the Bible. They're following their heart. They're following madness. Okay? That's all stemmed from what? The Catholic Church. Those Protestants, they were protesting what? The Catholic Church, man. Going back to what's that guy, Cromwell and them. Okay? That is all stemmed from false doctrine. So yeah, you can be a voodoo priest and come right to the church, because guess what? Oh, a lot of those pastors, they use voodoo priest magic to do those things that you see, like where they'll make people heal again. That they use voodoo to do that shit. Because voodoo can do it. But guess what comes after? A harsher punishment. And it's going to get worse. It's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. The same thing like when you take those that pharmakia stuff, you take that it's going to come back worse. That's why the best thing to do is just deal with the pain or get something natural. Yep. Go ahead.
It says, "Oh, verse 6, O my soul, come not down into their
secret."
secret.
I dealt with some great pain. That and I just dealt with it. I said, I'm not taking that, because I noticed when you take that, it makes it worse. So I just dealt with it, and eventually it kind of went. I mean, that pain was different. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 6, O my soul.
Back pains and stuff like that. Go ahead.
Come not thou into their secret.
Yep.
Unto their assembly mine honor. Be not thou united.
Yep.
For in their anger they slew a man, and in their self-will they dig down a wall. Cursed be their anger, for it was fierce, and their wrath, for it was cruel. I will divide them in Jacob and scatter them in Israel.
Right. Go ahead, brother.
I have something to pertain to the idols.
Okay, go ahead.
Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 12. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication.
Yes.
And the invention of them, the corruption of life.
So that shows you that Jesus the Christ, anything that's not Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai is an idol. Anything that's not Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Whether it's in your imagination or not. It's a false god, it's an idol, and it's not of the Most High, and it's really witchcraft. Okay? That's why I said it's hand in hand. You know? But
For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever.
That's right.
Verse 27. For the worshipping of idols, not to be named, is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil.
That's it. That's it. It's the beginning, the end, and the cause. Because all it is, the idol worship is tied to spirits, different demonic spirits. Okay? That's why those particular witch, right? Which was a couple of them, including Alistair Crowley, they would actually amalgamate all these gods of these other nations. They would start finding ways to worship all of those gods, because they understand that's witchcraft, that's Satanism. They would literally she would literally travel to different places and go find different customs of these different gods, because they understood that this is all tied to idol worship. Madame Blavatsky, but then Blavatsky, right, Madame Blavatsky. But there's others that Alistair probably did the same thing. Oh, the Egyptian gods, he was dealing with all those different Egyptian gods. Okay? You see him, he has the image of him that has a pyramid on his head. And his own mother called him the beast of Revelation. Shit. You know? Well, that's show you how wicked if your mother called to read a scripture, said that's him. You know? She's reading the scripture, she's reading the worst thing in the scripture. Yeah, that's gotta be my son. Show you how wicked and evil this guy was. But all these different people in the society, celebrities and politicians, they praise this guy. They follow this guy's ways. Showing the society is all about wickedness.
Good, bro. Not a bit more than that.
Yep, right.
Back to Isaiah 54 and verse 17 again. It says, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper.
Right.
And every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment, thou shalt condemn.
That's right.
This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me.
And if we condemn you in the spirit, you're condemned by the Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay, if we say for now, F you, get away from us, you're condemned from Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And you're condemned from us, man. Okay? That's just the beginning, man. See what I'm saying? You understand? Sometimes the spirit doesn't allow mercy. You'd be wondering, why didn't I give that guy mercy? And you know what? The Most High don't want to give that mercy. And sometimes the spirit opens up and you just give, most of the time we give mercy. If first of all, the person's coming sincerely, I'm going to give mercy pretty much all the time. I'll say 99.9% of the time. But it'll be something off with the way a person's coming. Nah, he ain't fit. Most of the time, but depending on who you are, right? Because if you're a heathen, you're through anyway.
This is Matthew 18 and verse 18. Verily I say unto you, whatsoever you shall bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever you shall loose on earth shall be loose in heaven.
Right. I know that you were this. I remember growing up. I asked him growing up. How do you grow up? Like young and growing up. All the Christians try to explain.
Oh, yeah?
Huh? Everybody knew you was going down back then. Go ahead.
Back to Numbers 23 and 9. For from the tops of the rocks I see him, and from the hills I behold him.
Right.
Lo, the people shall dwell alone, and shall not be reckoned among the nations.
Right. People shall dwell alone dealing with the Israelites. We're going to dwell alone. All right? Go ahead.
Who can count the dust of Jacob, and the number of the fourth parts of Israel? Let me die the death of the righteous.
Right, so Balaam is saying basically he wanted to be us. He wanted to be Israelites. Matter of fact, let's go to where we were building the temple. All right? Because why? Because he understood the Most High showed him that we have that blessing coming. Okay? Go ahead.
Let me die the death of the righteous, and let my last end be like his.
Right.
And Balak said to Balaam,
and that's speaking about the Israelites. When it speaks about the righteous, it's speaking about the Israelites. Okay, it's not speaking about all the other nations. Go ahead.
And Balak said unto Balaam,
Yep.
What hast thou done? What hast thou done unto me? I took thee to curse mine enemies, and behold, thou hast blessed them altogether.
Right. So in other words, he was trying to get him to curse us, but guess what? He blessed us instead. Right? Because the Most High worked in the Spirit. Yeah. Right?
And he answered and said,
and first of all, if he would have cursed us, he would have got cursed. He understood that. So he wasn't going to go curse himself.
Right, real quick, can I jump in?
Right.
This is Revelation. This is like it. Genesis 12, in verse 2. It says, and I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee. And thee.
Let's give praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai real quick. Let's give all praise to
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai B'Hashem HaKadosh.
Kol Halayim Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Kol Halayim Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Spirit is on me right now.
What? I read that again. This is Genesis 12 and verse 2. In verse 3, it says, and I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curse thee.
All these people that come up against us, they're going to get cursed. All right?
Go ahead. It says, and indeed shall all the families of the earth be blessed.
We're teaching you the terror of the Lord is love, man. The Lord is not just all love, and the Christian church trying to tell you, man. He's about terror too, man. And he's going to show his terror in these last days, man. These people are going to find out the terror of the Lord. All right? So, real quick. Hold up. Who's reading? You still reading on that?
There's a bit more.
Is it just a bit?
Yeah, just a
bit.
bit. And he answered and said, must I not take heed to speak that which the Lord hath put in my mouth?
It's amazing to find out how it does, because it's like, go ahead, read, bro.
This is Ezra 4.
Any comments, brother?
Ezra 4 verse 1. It says, now when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin heard that the children of the captivity builded the temple unto the Lord power of Israel.
Who's our adversaries? The adversaries of Judah, because the northern kingdom, right, was on this side of the earth at that time. They're already in the Americas. Okay, the so-called Native Americans, the so-called Latinos, they already came over here, going back to the time of the Assyrians. Okay, so this was speaking about the so-called Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Okay, our adversaries were the other nations. Anyone that was another nation was an adversary. Right?
Then they came to Zerubbabel and to the chief of the fathers, and said unto them, let us build with you, for we seek your God as ye do, and we do sacrifice unto him since the days of Ashar-Hadan, king of Ashur.
See, and they're seeking our power. They're trying to get the Most High to deal with them. They're wishing the Most High would deal with them, but the Most High's not dealing with them. And he can't deal with them. Right? They're not his people. They're not a holy vessel for him to work through anyway. They're heathens, right? I don't care if they don't eat pork, they don't eat certain things. They all the guy tells you out there, heathens. They're already an unfit vessel for him to work through.
Hey, go ahead. And they say, the Samaritans proved that. You know how that when the Assyrians took over the northern kingdom, they placed heathens in there, man. Was the Lord dealing with them? No, man. He sent lions, to devour them, and then what? They had to learn the customs. Even with that, them learning the customs and all that, they couldn't just be grafted in with the blessing, man. That's why years on down later on, when Yahweh Shai was in the scene, when that woman showed up at the well, he said, well, you don't know what you're worshiping, man. Because what? Salvation is of the Jews, man. Salvation is only for the Israelites, man. Right. No heathen can come in and try to, swoop in and partake with the blessing.
Right, because you have to understand the history if you don't understand that part of the scriptures, man. You have to understand the scriptures. It clearly tells you that they were implanted. So those were not actually Israelites. If that was the northern kingdom, the Lord would have said no problem. He would have went to preach to them too. Okay?
Yeah, because even when the disciples, when they showed up, they're like, what are you doing talking to this woman? Even the woman was like, why are you talking to me? I'm a Samaritan, I'm one of the heathens.
Right.
So it proves you that, the heathens, they have no way, no how they could come into the blessing, right?
And it really had nothing to do with the fact she was a woman. You understand what I'm saying? It's not talking to women, it's not an order. It really had nothing to do with that. Yahushua was talking to all kinds of women too. Right? But the fact was she was not an Israelite. That was the point. That was the point.
So that enmity that causes them, and that's why they become enemies to us. It's really the jealousy that they were not chosen. Bringing it back to that Ezekiel, how that all the trees envied Adam, because he was chosen to follow. He was given the ways of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and the rest were casted out. They were not given that knowledge.
Right.
That's what created the separation, and that's why they envied.
Right. Which that's why Cain killed Abel. Envy. It's all about envy. When it comes to the root of the hate that Esau, the so-called white man, these other nations, it really goes back to envy. So that's what it's always been about.
It's like Abel was blessed and Cain wasn't.
Right.
Abel's blessing was accepted. Cain's sacrifice was not.
Right.
Abel's sacrifice was accepted. Cain wasn't. It's not. Right. Go ahead.
Going back to Ezra 4 and verse 3. Verse 3. Verse 2. Then they came to Zerubbabel and to the chief of the fathers and said unto them, Let us build with you, for we seek your God as ye do, and we do sacrifice unto him since the days of Ashar-Haddon, king of Ashur, which brought us up hither. But Zerubbabel and Joshua and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel said unto them, Ye have nothing to do with us.
Right, so he said to them, listen, you have nothing to do with us. Okay, go ahead.
To build an house unto our God.
Right, and that's basically what we told Ishmael, the Ishmaelites that was up before. Okay? So what does that do? That stirs up jealousy in the other nations. Go ahead.
But we ourselves together will build unto the Lord power of Israel, as the king Cyrus, king of Persia, had commanded.
And we're building right now. What are we building? We're building the third temple. It's a spiritual temple. Get me that. We're really raise up the ruins. All right, go ahead.
Verse 4, Then the people of the land weakened the hands of the people of Judah,
right,
and troubled them in their building.
Right. What, the Black Wall Street, right? Rosewood, these different societies that Jake had, they destroyed it for what? For jealousy purposes. Not because they were at threat, because of straight jealousy. That's all it is. That's the root of it all, man. Go ahead.
And hired counselors.
Well, you got to go back to the beginning. What was Cain all about? That was all about jealousy and envy at the end of the day. Go ahead.
It says, verse 5, and hired counselors against them to frustrate their purpose all the days of Cyrus, king of Persia, even until the reign of Darius, king of Persia.
Even when the meaning speaking right, give me that, please. Okay? Because the fact is this, right? We have a righteous argument. We have a righteous protest against the Edomites. You know, we have a righteous cause, a just cause.
Right.
Right? Yeah. So they're mad at our just cause. Yeah. They're mad, and I'm talking about even regular Israelites. They're mad at the just cause of even the regular Israelites and what they're asking for and things that they're saying. Right. You understand? Because the wicked hate the righteous for his righteousness.
Sure.
Go ahead. That was it on that. That's it on that? Okay, go ahead, brother.
This is Isaiah 32 and verse 7. It says, The instruments also of the sure are evil. He deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh.
Right, even when they're speaking right. Okay, and look at that word right, please. Look at that word right in the blue letter, please. Okay? Even when the needy speaks the right things, even when they're speaking about something that's just, they still speak evil against them. Okay? Maybe the NLT will expound a little more. You can check some if the NLT expounds more. If not, get the actual definition.
Read the NLT.
Go ahead.
He says, Isaiah 32 and verse 7, NLT, the smooth tricks of scoundrels are evil. They plot crooked schemes. They lie to convict the poor, even when the cause of the poor is just.
Even when the cause of the poor is just. See, we have a just cause against the Edomites, right? But their whole thing is to break us down, you know, right? Because they're mad at the just cause of the poor. That's the witnesses. Give me the two witnesses. Get me that? That's the witnesses. The two witnesses is who? The southern and the northern kingdom. Okay? Which today will be called what? The so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. We are the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Okay? And each tribe is like a nation. Go ahead.
Like they say too, even Esau, he shows this with these different shows of, let's say about crime and stuff.
Yeah.
And then let's say the criminal gets caught and then they bring up witnesses. If they have knowledge of it, they try to kill that witness, man.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
And that's what Esau's trying to do today, man. He's trying to kill those witnesses, man, which are the elect, man. You know? Because he knows that, hey, once that testimony comes forth, that means that he's going to be found to be guilty.
Right.
And Esau is being found to be guilty.
And we have the full case. See, Jake doesn't have the full case. Jake has pieces of what he did, and we're going into the scripture. We're breaking it down, all the offenses, according to the Most High. See, that's the problem. We got the true testimony, man. They don't got the true testimony. See, them witnesses that Jake in the world, they're not 100% witnesses. Those are tainted witnesses. First of all, they're doing wickedness. So they can say, oh, well, it's not a credible source. But they can't say that about us. But we're doing the right thing according to Yahweh.
And what further
That's the script. That wasn't even me.
And what further proves that it says that the righteous blood cried unto me.
That's right.
You know? So again, you know, well, that's the righteous blood. That's the witness.
That's right. That's right, brother. The righteous blood cried unto me. Oh, okay, so you got that? Yeah. Go ahead.
This is Genesis 4, and I'm going to start out verse 10. And he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood cried unto me from the ground. And now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be
What's
in
a
the earth.
fugitive? Someone who is running from justice. Someone who has not come and brought to justice. The Edomite, the so-called white man, has not been brought to justice. But he's about to be through the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Right. What we're doing is we're reading the full testimony against him. We're reading the full of all his offenses. Right. But we're reading it the right way. And guess what? We're a credible witness. Because we're doing the right thing with Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So guess what? Oh, the words of the just pierced the clouds. That's going right up to him. Right?
Verse 13, and Cain
And our
said,
righteousness is based upon Yahushai. That's right. Go ahead.
and Cain said unto the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid.
Man, they gotta take out the witnesses, brothers. They gotta take out the true witnesses. See, they don't mind setting up Islam and Farrakhan talking shit. Which he says a lot of good points. He makes a lot of good points. But he doesn't have the truth. He'll mix the points in with corruption and lies. Because he doesn't have the truth. See, we have the full truth. So from the apostles on down, there are no lies mixed in with this. This is straight skinny. From the beginning to the end. Go ahead.
It says,
Oh, you want to jump in, brother? Someone wants to jump in? Go ahead.
This is Revelation 12 and 17, and the dragon was wroth with the woman,
Yes, sir.
and went to make war with the remnant of her
And
seed,
who's the woman? The two witnesses. Go ahead.
which keep the commandments of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and have the testimony of Yahushai.
That's it. Okay, so he's mad at the two witnesses, man. And he's getting ready to come for those two witnesses. We could look at Project Megiddo. The Hebrew Israelites are listed on Project Megiddo, which is an FBI document going back to the 90s, and it wasn't even a popular thing. They said, no, this is the true testimony. This needs to be stopped. You understand? See, Esau's on the left. He works with witchcraft and all that on the left-hand side, and the demons inform him of certain things. Yeah. Right? So when he sees us and he sees the men of the Lord, he says, no, this is a true threat. Yeah. Not effing around crew. Not those guys. That's a joke. That was set up by Esau. That's a joke. Okay? Not Islam. That's a joke. Okay? DOI, NOI, no. Black consciousness, no. That was set up by the enemy to take us away from the true testimony.
When you jump to verse, when you jump to verse 4 in Revelation 12, it tells you that the dragon wanted to swallow up that child as soon as he was born, meaning Yahushai. Because Yahushai is the ultimate witness. He is the law. So he was, like the brother said, he was the biggest threat to his society, to his endeavor. You know? So he wanted to eliminate Yahushai, take him out of the earth from as soon as he was born. You know, pertaining to Herod and how he came and slaughtered all the male child in that area. You know?
Right. And at that time, it was mostly a testimony against the wicked Israelites, which were a testimony against both. You know, but Esau has the power. See, now we're coming up against the man of sin is being revealed, so we're coming up against him now. The big dragon. See, Jacob had to go to the dragon. Oh, dragon, this is the dragon. Yeah, just wondering if, yes, you know? And this is wondering if you could get rid of this guy. All right? So what's he doing wrong? What's he saying? The king. Right, no, but the dragon didn't see nothing wrong. Right? The dragon looked, he said, I see no evil in this man. Yeah. So the dragon didn't have no problem with him at that time. See, now the dragon has a problem. Yeah. See? But you know what? Herod is part of that dragon too, so we did have a problem with Yahushua was being born. But after that, you know what I'm saying?
If I may say this too, you know, if this wasn't the truth, you know, Esau would have been giving us a lot of airtime, man. You know, because you know how that in this society, like, folly is exalted. So if this was really foolishness, Esau will be putting it, you know, on national news, man. You know? But since this is the truth, he sees it as a threat, man. That's why, you know, brings all the guidelines of YouTube, you know, and shadow bands, brothers videos, man. You know, this is a major movement, man. This should be like national news, man. You know, but since this is a threat to his rulership, he's not going to put it on national news, man. So that proves to you that this is not foolishness, man.
This is the top threat. Because ultimately, another thing why it wasn't so big of a threat, man, because Yahushua wasn't threatening their position at that time. Right? Yahushua wasn't threatening their position. He was just healing the sick, you know, preaching the truth of what's getting ready to come, right? We're preaching the truth of what's getting ready to come, but we're saying it's getting ready to come in this time. We're not saying it's coming 200 years down the line. We're saying it's coming in, Yahushua is coming back in this time to take down this kingdom and to set up our kingdom. Go ahead.
John 7:6. Then Yahushua said unto them, my time is not yet come, but your time is always ready. The world cannot hate you, but me it hated, because I testify of it, that the works thereof are evil.
And what's the main world that's speaking about? I'm sure that's going to be Cosmos, which is speaking about the Israelites. Okay, at that time he was mainly speaking against the Israelites. That's really what he was talking about. But now, get me that 2 Thessalonians, the true wicked, the true problem of the earth, which are the Edomites that rule the world. Okay, those are the ones that we're speaking against. We're not speaking against just only our own people. We're speaking against the enemy as well. And saying his crimes against humanity and against our people. Right? And that's going up to the Heavenly Father. And through that, guess what? He's guilty. Right. Go ahead.
This is
because you know how you when you have a case, there's a defendant and then there's the opposition prosecutor, and now we're in the stead of the prosecutor. You know, and Isa is in the hot seat, and he's gonna have he's being read his judgment. You know, because of the wickedness that he's doing, and he's trying to stop that process of being judged. You know,
it says 2 Thessalonians 2 in verse 7. It says, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way. And then shall the wicked be revealed.
Right, so only he will now let it, meaning the Most High is going to allow this devil to continue to rule for a time period. Okay, the scriptures speak about, shall he not suffer with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted for destruction. So the Lord is suffering, watching these devils rule the earth and do all their wickedness on the earth too. But he has to let the time play out, okay, until the judgment is ready to come forth.
So like just as it says in 2 Ezra 4:37, he measured the times,
right,
and he will not move it, until the time be fulfilled. You know, so again, until the measure of wickedness that Edom has to achieve.
Right, he's already at the top of the bowl. The bowl is flowing over, but the prophecies have to come to pass in order. There's only a couple prophecies left, not much. Right?
It says, verse 8, and then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy.
Now, the Lord is going to consume him with the spirit of his mouth, meaning his prophets, meaning us. We're out here bringing them the judgments. Okay, this is consuming them spiritually. Okay, there are a lot of Edomites, when they hear this root, they can't sleep right now. They try to forget this. Okay, and Jakes too, Israelites as well. You know, that's why sometimes you speaking to certain people I know in the world, and you kind of mention some of the they let out a sigh, like, because it's like they don't want to remember that no more, man. And that's why a lot of times they'll detach from you, because you're a reminder of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and his judgment. Go ahead.
Real quick, this is Hosea 6 and verse 5. Therefore have I hewn them by the prophets. I have slain them by the words
of your own parents. Yeah, it's not like, you know, it's like what you call them, you know, it's like, you know, they don't, no, but you help them out enough, so they're like, all right, but it's you know. But at the end of the day, they know they're gonna have to think about these things when they encounter you. Go ahead.
It says,
so like it's as if they want to them that push the evil deed, that what's that?
Far off.
Put far off. No, they push off the evil deed. You know, because they don't want to think about it right now. But when it's in their face, they don't have to deal with it. You know
that. Go ahead.
It says, therefore have I hewn them by the prophets. I have slain them by the words of my mouth.
Right. So when the scriptures speak about slaying them with the tongue, to speak about the tongue being a sharp sword, it's a sharp sword for Esau and it's a sharp sword for us. Right? Something called killing someone's character. Right? The tongue can do a lot of damage. You understand what I'm saying to you? Right. So guess what? What we're saying, we're just saying, well, we're not using no violence. We're not saying to rise up and go take down Esau. No, the Lord is going to come and do that. He's going to crack the skies. Or we don't believe it. Okay, then you have nothing to worry about if you don't believe it, right? You're going to see it. All right? But Esau's still going to try to paint us as terrorists and all this stuff because what he has to get the truth out of the airways. Especially to accomplish what he wants to accomplish. This testimony can't be around. Go ahead.
It says, I have slain them by the words of my mouth, and thy judgments are as the light that goeth forth.
Right. So go ahead.
Back,
Real quick, Jeremiah 5.
back to 2 Thessalonians 2 and verse 8. It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
It wasn't revealed back then. See, Paul in the spirit, he knew who the wicked was. But it wasn't the time to be revealed. Because the Lord taught Paul directly. Okay? So he taught him a lot of things that he was on a higher level knowledge-wise than the apostle. Okay? Go ahead. Although he wasn't on the same level. Showing you it's not about how much knowledge you know necessarily. It's not about how much, whatever, how mighty you are. It's about the position that the Most High puts you in for his reasons. Go ahead.
It says, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
And right, and he's going to destroy them with what? When he comes back with the brightness of his coming. But it starts with them being broken down through the words of the prophets. It always starts with the prophets, man. Okay? Before the flood came, Noah was prophesying for over 100 years. Telling them over and this crazy old guy, he got time to have a drug out. All right? They'll probably shoot rocks at him from far. Shut up. Because they didn't, but in the back of their mind, they were thinking, what if that does happen? Right?
What does that have to do with Pharaoh? He told Moses, who is the Most High that I should fear him?
Right.
Until the plagues came, abundantly.
Yep.
It's like a fight, Before you start, a fight.
Give me 1 second. Let me just make this point. Go ahead.
Before you fight with a person, what happens first? You guys argue. Words get thrown, back and forth. Until a point in time that it's no more words, just hands, man. We're coming to the point of time that, the Lord's just going to put hands on Esau, man.
That's the company.
The talking things is going to be done soon, man. All the talking shit, it's going to be done. Soon the Lord's going to have to put hands on Esau, man. That's the times that we're approaching, man.
And the Lord is showing these people, especially our people, the Israelites, that he's about to bring in some major things, but he's doing it small by small. Seeing all these the flood that happened, that was 8 months of water that dropped at one time. Okay, so give me 1 second. And so at the end of the day, the Most High is going to show us the full strength of his power. And it's going to all come at one time in all these places. What you got?
AIDS, COVID-19,
All of that.
especially, go down Metro Grove Drake, that kind of lifestyle.
Right.
Right. That's sipping the heart.
That's right. You're right. Absolutely.
They belong in that mental institution.
Absolutely. The Bible speaks against that. Romans the 1st chapter, all that.
And now the Anglicans are saying that that's old fashioned. That fixing the front of the world is just simply not showing us.
We're going to show you something. We're going to read something based upon what you're saying. Okay? Get me also bring it 4 times. Well, give 1 second. Hold that thought. Let's start with this. Go ahead.
All right, this is the book of 2 Peter, chapter 2, and I'm going to start at verse 5. And it says, and spare not the old world, but save Noah, the 8th person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes.
Right, you mentioned Sodom and Gomorrah. What were they doing over there? A bunch of perversion, a bunch of lewd sexual acts, things that are against nature. Okay? Go ahead. Hold on. Go ahead.
And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow.
Condemned them. So the Most High didn't love them, he condemned them at that time. Okay? Go ahead.
Making them
The love he gave them was that fire. Go ahead.
making them an ensample unto
What is
those.
an example? Example. Right? So if they tell you, oh, it's old fashioned, well, this was an example of what not to do. Just like this particular society is going to be brought down in a fashion to be an example of how not to live. Go ahead.
Making them an ensample unto those that after should live ungodly.
Right. So that's it. So now they're full of their pride because the Most High, guess what? He hasn't moved yet. He just kind of, he's kind of doing little things here and there. But soon it's going to be undeniable that it's a higher power doing it. Read that one there.
This is the book of Romans 15:4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the Scripture,
Read that again.
Romans 15:4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime,
The things that were written aforetime
were written for our
it
learning.
was written for you to learn from it. It was written for you to take that example and apply it to your life in some way. Okay? So how Sodom and Gomorrah got destroyed based upon those acts, that should show you not to do those acts. You understand? Yeah. So these people, they're going down the wrong path because the Most High put that spirit on them to do wickedness.
What's the Russian Orthodox priest that his wife told about? I told her about. I didn't speak with ancient homosexuality. I told her about that San Francisco, a lot of married homosexual men take the first and last name of their wives, just continue to this. In other words, women's rights and all that. The children aren't being raised in the name of the mother.
Right. Well, she's backwards.
Yeah, and she said, that's a conversion of society's become like churnal, falsely maternal, and she says that version of homosexuality, and that's the base,
Because everything is based upon the fathers. Well, the fathers is the head of the household. There's a reason. Okay, when you look at the word father in the Hebrew is Abba. Break it down, right? Ah will go back to if you have an ox head, which means the head with the strength. Okay, and then you have Ba, which will go back to a house. You have an image of a house, which means what the strength with the head of the house. Okay, so when you have a father in the house, that's the king of that domain. So the wife is supposed to take she's supposed to be part of his team. So she's supposed to take his last name.
This is as well as the husband's first name as well as last name. Not this is her own last name and then, or sorry, her own first name and then her husband's last name. It's supposed to be husband's full name.
Could be. Yeah. Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah 23.
But really, when you go far enough, you really didn't have last names. That's a new thing. You understand what I'm saying? No, because when you read the Bible, it tells you Sarah, her name was Sarah. You understand what I'm saying?
How many Sarahs were there?
It's probably a lot, but that's not the point. Is that she had her own name. You understand? Even though she was married to Abraham, so that's a new concept, but it signifies something.
Yeah, this is Abraham.
Right. It signifies something. You understand what I mean? So I understand where you're coming because it does signify something. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 13 and verse 19. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldeans' excellency, shall be as when the Messiah overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah.
Right, so now this is not speaking about ancient Babylon, because ancient Babylon did not get destroyed. Okay, ancient Babylon was just a transition of power from the Babylonians to the Persians. Okay, the Medo-Persians. Okay, so ultimately, this is a new Babylon. This is a different Babylon. That Babylon is speaking about America. Okay, America is the new Babylon that's pushing all these false philosophies around the earth. Give me that Babylon.
Yeah, Abraham was never Mr. Sarah.
If I can say this real quick too, because if you look at the definition of the word Sodom, it means burning. Because what back then was they were burning in their lust, and we're seeing that here today, man, at an all-time high, man. Here these can easily access, graphic intercourse on your phone, man. And here it is, they're sexualizing the kids too. But it's not only that, but the definition itself is kind of like an omen nomen, you could say. Because what? How is this kingdom going to be taken down? By fire, man, by burning. Just like ancient Sodom was was taken out.
Right. And that whole thing that you mentioned about the graphics on the computer, that just makes you more horny. It makes you more, and it also makes you more into going deeper.
Yeah.
Like that, the regular stuff is not, like people always say, like the regular stuff don't appease them no more, because now they got to go deep because of all the different things they're watching. You see what I'm saying? So that's opening the gateway of what? Obey thy thirst.
Yes.
Obey your thirst is what they say.
Because
Hold on, let him speak. Go ahead.
the Jews mentioned Aleister Crowley, they're heavily into sexual magic.
Yep.
And what they do is they promote sexual perversion. Perversion goes into corruption. So they corrupt the mind, and who they target is the youth. And what they do ultimately is to lower your inhibition. When you go into the word inhibition, is to reduce your self-defense. You know, like naturally, you know, man with man is not good.
Right.
Speaking of the normal man, not the beast. You know, the normal man knows that man with man is not good. So what they want to do is they lower your inhibition by making you accustomed to vile acts. That's why, which is true, the TD banks, you got the green ball.
All the banks.
The sodomite flag is all over the place. They push that in the media just once again to get you
desensitized.
right, get you accustomed to the violence.
And the schools.
They have transsexual stuff.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I mean, this is the world you live in. This is a wicked
And
world.
you see women using the men's bathroom, they got their sex changed. But they're still male sexual.
It's a wicked place. But this is why this place is going to be completely destroyed. We're not going to get, people are trying to talk like they want to get a new political person in office. That's not going to do anything. That's all part of the system. It's from the top, all the way to the bottom of the city. Let me that, Golden Cup. Well, okay, yeah, read that. But also get me Revelations dealing with the 2 points. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 51 and verse 7, Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of
Babylon has made all the world drunken for what? What's in the cup? Their philosophies. They're spreading to all these different nations. They were just recently in Uganda trying to tell them to accept that homosexuality. You know? All the problems that these different countries have, that's what you want to push, because they're about pushing the philosophy of Satanism. That's what it's all about. It's about serving the left hand. Go ahead.
The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
Right, meaning they're crazy. You got a man walking into a women's bathroom. You got a Johnson bigger than yours walking to the women's bathroom. That shows something wrong with that society. Something wrong with those people. Okay, go ahead. So you drink the wine of the serpent, and you get the wine of Babylon, and you become mad, you become crazy. Go ahead.
Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her take balm for her pain? If so be, she may be healed.
Right. Which, in other words, there's no hope for America. America is done. Okay, it's on its last leg, and it's going to completely fall. And that's the hub. That's the most powerful nation that the Edomites have is America, which is Babylon the Great. And that's going to be completely destroyed by the Heavenly Father. Go ahead. You got something else?
Revelation 11 and verse 8, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually,
not physically, spiritually,
is
and
called.
it's not speaking about physical dead bodies, it's talking about spiritual dead bodies. Speaking about our people. Go ahead.
Which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Sodom and Egypt. We already talked about why it was Sodom, right? Why Sodom and Gomorrah, and why is it Egypt? Because guess what? The Israelites were all 12 tribes were in captivity. Okay, they were in slavery in that place, and also different reasons as well. You look at the back of your dollar bill, what do you have? The pyramid. Okay, you look at Washington D.C. You have a whole bunch of obelisks that goes back to Egypt. Okay, you understand? So everything is based upon. There's a lot of Egyptian ways in Babylon as well. Drinking beer, that goes back to Egypt.
Also, the killing of the firstborn of the Israelites. That's what the Egyptians did.
The average Egyptian what took the Israelites so long? Why did he wait all these years? I'm pretty sure they thought that.
Absolutely, they did. Absolutely, that was 400 years.
Why not? They see it took a few generations before they were enslaved. Probably around 4 or 5 generations after children.
It was a little bit tough. That's true. No, you're right. No, he's right about that. It's a little bit after. It was a few generations after. But because it was really a particular pharaoh that didn't know Joseph.
Right, yeah, that's
that's when that really took care of it. Right. So ultimately, again, it was still hundreds of years. That's guaranteed. It was hundreds of years. Okay. So ultimately, those hundreds of years they were in a position of captivity that they had to that they were probably wondering, what's going on? What's going on? All right, go ahead.
It says, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified.
Where also our Lord was crucified. Our Lord, that's spiritual. Okay. What else you got? Okay, go ahead. What you got?
You wanted the sword that feet? Sword of the feet?
Yes. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah.
Yes. We'll read that right after.
This is Isaiah 1. I'm going to start at verse 4. It says, sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters.
Ooh.
They have forsaken the Lord, they have provoked the Holy One of Israel to anger. They are gone away backward. It says, why should ye be stricken anymore? Ye will revert the more and more. The whole heart is sick, and the whole heart is faint. From the sole of the foot even unto the head, there is no soundness in it.
Right. So meaning from the head, meaning the beginning of it, all the way to the end of it, it's all wicked. It's the same thing with this society. It's all messed up from the beginning to the end. That was speaking about Israel, but this is speaking about the whole society. It's messed up from the top to the bottom. So what has to happen? It has to be completely wiped out.
Cleansed.
That's the only answer for it. Speak, brother. Speak.
It says, but wounds and bruises and purifying swords, they have not been closed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ointment.
But it says the whole head is sick. Because those that are in rulership, speaking of these elite bankers, they are the most proud people on the earth.
Yeah, you gotta jump the fence.
As a matter of fact, it's the Amalekites that are ruling.
No, you gotta jump the fence.
Amalek was the chief of the
No,
nation.
the black fence.
But it's not an end shall be destroyed. Let's paraphrase it. The scriptures tell you that so as the king is, so will be the citizens. You know. So they promote a perversion, okay, which goes into corrupting the minds of people. So then the people are going to be corrupt, man. You know. And how do they do that? By way of the media, you know, when they push on the television, like you know, their propaganda. You know, we spoke last week. We spoke about the king of propaganda, Edward Bernays. You know, they select these propagandists to pervert the people. You know.
Proverbs 4 and verse 16. They sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall.
Right, who's this? Speaking of the Edomites, man, it says they won't sleep unless they've done mischief. Okay, so their whole programming is to corrupt people. Okay, to commit mischief. Okay, and they do this by their legislations that they bring forth. Okay, scriptures tell you about warn to him that decrees on righteous decrees. You know, it says what, to afflict the poor of my people. You know, right?
For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence.
Right, so that's what they consume. Okay, and what they consume, they give to the people. Okay, the scriptures tell you that a tree shall be known by its fruit. You know, so the fruit that they produce is wickedness, man. The scriptures also tell you in the book of Deuteronomy that they drink the wine of Sodom. You know. What was Sodom known for? The changing of kinds, you know, men sleeping with men, you know, women sleeping with women, you know, all types of vile acts. Guess what? This place is called New Sodom, man. Spiritual Sodom, spiritual Egypt. You know, that's all
Malachi 1 and verse 4, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished.
Right, who's Edom? Speaking of the so-called white men, okay? They're saying they're impoverished. That's speaking of when they were the Dark Ages, man. Okay? Right?
But we will return and build the desolate places.
And they did return, man. Okay, during the Renaissance, man. Okay, because during the Dark Ages, they were under subjection under the Israelites, man, the so-called blacks, mainly. Right?
thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
Right, so they have built, and they're in the process of building, man. The ultimate, the climax of their building is bringing forth this want to be, man. Right. M to the O to the T to the B, man. Okay, which is their ultimate goal is to control the masses, man. Have complete control over the whole earth, man. Okay, yeah.
It says, and they shall call them the border of wickedness.
Shall call them the border of wickedness, man. Okay, they shall be known as the border of wickedness, man. And this, once again, they're known by their fruits. Wherever Edomite steps foot, wickedness increases, man. Right. You know. Good. That's why they could go to different lands and push forth feminism. Okay, you know, men with men. You know. Go ahead. The private central banking system, man, which is based on fraud, man. They're false democracy. Right? These are ideologies, philosophies of the wicked, Esau, Edom, man. Right?
It says, the border of wickedness and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
Right, the people against whom the Lord has hatred forever, righteous anger forever. Because there's only one people that's responsible to force a chip on the people, man. Okay, that's what the MOTB is, man. That's that electronic device that they're gonna force upon people, man. You know, that's the ultimate offense, man.
Ecclesiasticus 36 and 26, who will trust a thief well appointed, that skippeth from city to city? So who will believe a man that hath no house, and lodgeth wheresoever the night taketh them?
Right, that's these Edomites, man. They really have, you know, they have no home, man. Well, their home is really in Mount Seir, you know. But ever since they came out of the Renaissance, man, they've been, it says he heaped unto him all people, man. It says they covet fields and take them by violence, man. That's why he's all over the world, man. Promoting wickedness.
This is Job 20 and verse 18. It says, that which he labored for shall he restore.
Right, that which he labored for was, how did he labor? Through wickedness, man. Right. Unrighteous dealings, man. Ill-gotten gains. That's how he inherited all the resources, the substances that he has, man. Okay, it says, his bones is full of the sins of his youth. Okay? Because Esau has been working witchcraft ever since he's been in power. His deception, his rebellion against Yahweh Hashem. Okay, so it says that which he labored for shall he restore. So he's gonna have to give it back, everything. Man. It says that the Lord shall vomit it, man. The Lord's gonna, you know, basically give him in the gut, man. You know. That's right.
It says that which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down, according to his substance.
Meaning he's not going to be resting eternally with the riches that he stole. Right. Okay. Yeah, his kingdom has an end, man. Okay. The Lord sent that decree, man. Okay. Right. It says the Lord set up the bounds that he cannot pass.
Let me say real quick, because Esau's kingdom has an expiry date. You know, so he can't come to the, you know, him having, like it says in Psalms 49:11, you know, his inward thought is that his house shall continue forever. That's not going to happen, man. Even him heaping, you know, riches unto himself, those riches are not for him, man. Because how do you know that? Because the earth, who was it given to? It was given to Yahweh Shai, man. You know, all that's in the earth is for Yahweh Shai. So, you know, those stacks of gold that he has on a bank somewhere, hey, he's stacking that up for Yahweh Shai, man, and his elect. You know? That's why, like the brother was reading in Job, hey, he's going to spew those riches, what? Because they're going to be transferred to the Israelites, man. You know?
It says, according to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein, because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not.
Right, so that means you can't win by oppression, man. Okay? The Lord established a certain way to live, man. Okay? And the Lord established a righteous way, man. And righteousness is going to reign, man. And not wickedness. You know?
So it says, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desires.
He's not going to feel quietness in his belly, man. Why? Because torment is what's gonna stay upon him. Just like the rich man in the parable of the rich man and Lazarus, man. Okay? Okay? So torment is what's going to surround these Edomites, and that's perpetually, man. Okay, you know, scriptures tell you that they're going to be in captivity for 1,000 years, man, and then be extinct, man. Okay. Scriptures also tell you that they shall receive double for what they've done, man. It's not like Esau, you know, sometimes he did righteousness, sometimes he did wickedness. All his works were wickedness, unjust, oppressive. Therefore, that's what he's going to receive, man. It says, he that sowed in corruption shall also reap the same. That's it.
Verse 21, it says, there shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods.
This is Job 20 and verse 11. It says, his bones are full of the sins of his youth, which shall lie down with them in the dust.
Okay, so he's going to be in ultimate confusion, man. Okay?
Read that again.
This is Job 20 and verse 11. His bones are full of the sins of his youth.
Sins of his youth, meaning when he first came into power. Okay, all the stuff that he's been doing from the, going back to the Greeks. All right, all these things have to be answered for. All right, go ahead. This coming with Christopher Columbus, all that is the sins of his youth. All right, up until now. Go ahead.
It says, "Which shall lie down with them in the dust."
Right, so that's gonna follow him. He still has to pay for that, and that's why we're bringing these things up. All these things have to be answered. Okay. Scriptures say that the land cannot be unpolluted unless what? Unless the judgment comes upon that person that shed the blood. So these things have to happen. The Most High already decreed that these things happen.
This is
What?
This is Numbers 23, 35, and verse 33. It says, "So shall ye not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it."
Right. So guess what? In order for that blood of that land to be cleansed, the same judgment of that person who shed that blood has to be put to death. He has to be put to death, which is the same judgment. Okay. So can the Most High, can we round up all the people and everyone that did all this wickedness and gather all the Edomites? First of all, there's Edomites that look like jinns. There's Edomites that look like Ishmaelites. You don't know who's who. And some of them are actual Israelites. So guess who's going to do that? The angels. Oh, the reapers. Yeah. All right. As a matter of fact, that word. Okay, so we got to find out who's who. All right. And the Lord is going to be the one to bring that vengeance. Vengeance is mine.
Book of St. Matthew.
Amos 9 and verse 9, "For lo, I will commend, and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations, like as corn is sifted in a sheaf, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth."
Right, so the Most High knows exactly who the Edomites are. Remember, you had Herod, you had the line of Herod. The line of Herod, they might have been running and escaping with the Israelites. You understand what I'm saying? So you got terrorists that even came with us when we were born. You know?
Right? This is St. Matthew 13 and verse 37. He answered and said unto them, "He that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world. The good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked one."
Right, the Edomites, okay? And they look the same. Wheat and tares look the same.
Right? It says 39.
Until they're fully grown. Then they look different. See, and that the fully grown is the time of harvest. The angels are going to come and do their work.
Verse 39, "The enemy that sowed them is the devil, the harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels."
That's it. Okay, so they're gonna find out who's who. So right now what we're doing is we're proclaiming judgment. All right? You'll see a guy, he looks like an Edomite, but he's not Edom. He don't agree with everything. That's right. He won't be convicted. He'll be with it. You know? But then he'll feel like, oh shit, that's what happened to me. I just gotta accept it. Right? But then he's not even an Edomite. You know what I'm saying?
It's the book of Romans, chapter 8 and 16.
Or sometimes he'll know that he's not part of it.
The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh.
Right. You got a whole bunch of jigs, people that look like jigs that are Edomites. There's one chick I know, she was Edomite posse that was Edomite, mothers of Asher, right? And I knew the spirit, something was off with that stuff. It looked like a light skin end up, you know? I was never feeling that. I wasn't feeling the spirit. You know, when she was on, kept trying to get with me, she didn't have to be full of stakes, plus I wasn't feeling the spirit. Go ahead.
It's the book of Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 4. For unto a malicious soul, wisdom shall not enter.
Right.
Nor dwell in the body that is subject unto
And you know what even showed what was heavy was like this. She told me, yeah, I like my steak rare. I like to try steak tartare. I said, yeah, here we go. Here we go. Here it is. Woo, there it is. Give me the money. Go ahead, bro.
This is Zephaniah 3 and verse 8. It says, therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the
And
day.
then I know a bunch of chicks that you know that see all the time. Straight up and dumb to the bone, bro. I mean, just ghetto and dumb. Just the worst thing I tell you. I'm telling you, one chick that I got to fight. See my hand broken. Then I punch that shit. So I push that bitch. And you know, just like an Edomite, okay, but they're one of us, and we can tell by the spirit. I don't know, a whole bunch of them guys. All right? This brother did advocate for the Moroccan women. Listen, coming as a cherry. I was like, oh, not up to me, but the spirit, I don't read spirits. He's going to be advocating for a couple of Moroccan chicks to reach it for the cherries. Go ahead, bro.
This is Zephaniah 3. This is Zephaniah 3 and verse 8. It says, therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the break. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, and pour upon them my indignation, even my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
That's it. All the world is going to be devoured with that, right? Because what? That's mainly dealing with America, okay? But dealing with the fire is the nuclear fire, but the fire of his jealousy dealing with his judgments in general. The whole earth is going to be there. Scripture said the whole world shall be tested. When all these plagues start to come about, right? The famines, the cannibalism, man, that's going to hit all the world, man. It's not just going to be in one place, man. What you got, bro?
This is
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 3 and verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation.
Because who has kept the word of his patience? The elect. He's going to keep us from one hour of temptation, which ultimately is when they start to implement that microchip.
That's right,
Mark
that's
of the beast. All right? They start to make that mandatory. Start kicking in doors and all these different things. Okay? See? Go ahead.
Which shall come upon all the world.
All the world is going to get that. Because the scripture, when you read that Revelation 13, okay? Yeah, finish that off.
To try them that dwell upon the earth.
Right. Let's go to Revelation 13.
Yeah. It's the book of Revelation.
Not even. Start at, yeah, to the point.
Revelation 13 and verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
So that's dealing with the system. The image of the beast is the system. You don't bow down to the system. They gave you an example of that with the COVID-19. Right? You don't bow down to the system. They're going to basically be looking to hunt you down. Okay? First you're going to be cut off from society. But then eventually they're going to say, now we got to get rid of these people. Okay? That's what it's going to be. That was like a little prelude of what you're getting ready to do. Right?
It says, verse 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
That's that microchip, man. All right? Digital ID. And they're going to make it go inside of the people. Okay, that's that mark. All right? And they're going to make it mandatory. They're going to start doing away with cash. They're not going to accept cash. And then eventually, they're going to say, listen, you need something on your phone, a particular app, to pay and do this and that. Okay, CBDC, we got these CBDC, now we're using these particular tokens. Okay? So there's no more U.S. Canadian dollar. I'm going to use these particular tokens, world token, whatever they call it, world token, whatever name they want to give it. And then eventually I say, okay, the phone is not sufficient. All right? We're going to need it to be inside of you. All right? And they're going to put situations where it's going to make these people bow. Right? They're going to put, you know, kick somebody in the back of their knees, they fall. They're going to make these people bow, man. But the elect is not going to bow the knee to Muhammad. Okay.
Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
Right. Go ahead. Yeah, read it again.
Verse 17, and no man might buy, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
So if you don't have that mark, you're not going to be able to buy and sell. You're going to be cut off from society. Point blank period. You're not going to be able to have a driver's license. You're not going to be able to go grocery shopping. All right? You see how they're setting up these Amazon Go type stores. Okay? This is Amazon Go type stores. Okay? With the Fed now, they got a payment system or whatever. Right? But those stores are so that what you don't have to talk to a cashier. You just grab the stuff and you walk out. Which what's that going to lead to? That's going to lead to some convenience for these people, because guess what? Those stores can be open 24/7. They don't need workers, right? So they can keep that on. You can get groceries anytime you want. No, you got to rush to go get groceries. You don't got to rush, right? Oh, guess what? You don't have to rush to go get your ID either, because your license registration. Because guess what? Now you can do it online, or just make sure you have your digital identification. Now what are they doing out here now? They have the click secure, they have the different SAQ click, different stuff they're doing now. You gotta do things online. Now it's pure confusion. Things you only can do online. Don't talk to nobody. They don't want to talk to you. They talk to you, they're gonna lead you back online. That's how they're doing it. Because they're setting up that digital system for that mark. Okay?
So they say this, and then the brother said that it was an article, a video in Ottawa, and then the store is open where you can just go in and there's no cash, no cashiers. You just go in and you just take whatever you want, and then they're gonna deduct the money from your bank account or your credit card. And so you have to already sign up and put your information, and you go in the store to take whatever, and they're gonna know to take that money from the card, man. That's just building it up for that MOTB, man. You know, even the C-19 kind of showed you a prelude of that, man. You know, how they make these people comfortable to work from home, you know, make everything accessible, you know, stay at home with the computer and then have the call center job, so on and so forth. And then now, even some people, they don't even want to go back to work, man. Because they've been comfortable in their home. So, hey, that's all that prelude of the new world order that Esau wants to bring, man. Or you have to be dependent on him for everything, man.
And he doesn't mind that. Why doesn't he mind that? Because he got the AI to replace him. Yep. So they don't care. Those jobs that they can sit at home, the AI can do those jobs. All right? So that's what he's getting ready to do. And what's he going to offer you? That universal basic income. What's that about? And they showed you that show I'm watching, Mr. Robot. It's a very good show. Very, very good show.
Oh, I think I watched it.
Yeah, it's good, bro. Yeah. Where you at?
I think I'm at the last season.
Oh, yeah, the last one will be good. But yeah, but that shows you they had a particular digital system, all right? Because they shut down the economy, shut down different things, all right? And there was also, and once you notice, first of all, you know when that was started? When that show started? 2018? 2015. But guess what? In that show, guess what the people were wearing? Some masks. That show is an elite show. They already knew what was getting ready to happen. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? So that shows you a lot of things. So anyways, they're going to come in with that digital, and it shows you all the steps in that. It shows you all the steps. I'm not going to tell you like season 2 now. Maybe season 3. Season 3. But anyways, it's a very, very good show, man. You should see it. But either way, right, then they're going to come with what? The universal basic income. Everyone's going to get their allowance. You know, now you're going to have to depend on them to get your allowance. Right? See what I'm saying? So, hey, so Esau's setting up this system. He's doing everything strategically. Right? Good. Matter of fact, get me, read that.
So like, let me say real quick, that's why ultimately in the scripture it says everyone that basically consents unto him, they're going to be having derision.
Yes.
Because you partake in that new world order, like the brother was saying, there's going to be rations, man. Esau's going to give you a certain limit of how much money you're going to have, how much, how you say, interactions you can make with that money, man. Even with him giving you that money, he's going to take certain percentages from that, man.
But
you know,
another
fees, you know? And then, so like, there was a video on YouTube kind of showed like a similitude of that. It was like a cartoon-ish. You know, the guy received the money, and then you would see, oh, fee for this, fee for that. And ultimately, he was left with like 50 points. You know, to the point that he could barely buy anything with that, man. That's why Klaus Schwab said, what? In the New World System, you're going to own nothing and be happy, man. You know, and already you kind of living like you don't own shit and you're happy, man. These people are in fucking la la land, man. Not realizing the shit that they have, they don't own, man. And ultimately, in that New World Order, it's going to be finalizing in that you don't own jack shit, man. You know?
But ultimately, I want to touch on one point you said about the rations. Because what they're going to ration you is garbage.
Yeah.
They're going to give you complete garbage. All right? The scripture study that. Read that scripture, brother.
Ezekiel 4:12. And thou shalt eat and thou shalt eat it as barley cake. Like Ezekiel 4:11. Thou shalt drink also water by measure, the 6th part of an hin.
That's them rations. You drink it by measure. You got everything by measure, right?
Like I'll jump at verse 10. And thy meat, which thou shalt eat, shall
we
be.
don't have to worry about it. We're not going to be partaking. I mean, listen, they're giving out certain things to pets, right? But we're not going to be in the same situation as this. That's right. All right? And we're not taking no mystery. See what I'm saying to you? So that's what they have to offer. First of all, the Lord is going to take care of us when we're done, so it really doesn't matter. And we're going to have an abundance. We're not going to have to ration. We're going to have an abundance. The Lord said that. He promised that.
That's right.
Ezekiel 4:10. And thy meat, which thou shalt eat, shall be by weight, 20 shekels a day.
Every day. They're going to be giving them their daily allowance, right? Whatever, right?
From time to time thou shalt eat it. Thou shalt drink also water by measure, the 6th part of an hin. From time to time thou shalt drink. And thou shalt eat it as barley cakes, and thou shalt bake it with dung that cometh out of a man in their sight.
See, that is going to be the example of how we're going to eat. It's time. Nothing is good. The food has never more been defiled than now. You understand? And especially when they start to implement that. Well, what do you think that 50 cent, those 50 cent burgers were coming about? That was complete defilement. There's a reason they were doing that. They weren't just doing that for just to help. Oh, we just feel like feeding people. No, they don't do anything good for people. Their whole thing is about their appearance. Right? And that was what, right after the time that the gates of hell got the license to do certain things and have certain lab-grown meats. Okay? And he's tied to McDonald's because those potatoes they use, what? They're his potatoes, his patent potatoes, which have 50% more sugar than average potatoes, GMO potatoes. Right? That's why they're so addictive. They're so sugary. There's so much contents of these chemicals. Sugar. You see what I'm saying? So Gates owns that. Billy Gates owns that. So when they're giving out those burgers, there's a reason why they were doing that. But the stuff that whatever that was, that's the type of things they're going to be feeding to people when those rations come.
Even with that burger thing, even with the meats, they're having meat calls beef. So how are they getting all that meat to supply to the people?
Yeah, so we're not partaking in that. So but we're not partaking in those rations. Whatever thing they're offering, we got these particular bars. I'm not partaking in that. We're not partaking in that. Might as well go eat at McDonald's.
I was about to say too, which the movie Soul and Green showed you that, man.
Exactly.
You know, with the rationing, even the food, I think it was like human meat, whatever.
Right.
You know, so hey, that thing is approaching very soon.
Right.
And it's funny because that movie took scene, they portrayed it in the year of 2022.
Yep.
You know, and here it is when the year 2023, where Esau's presenting you with these burgers that have mystery meat in it, man.
Yep.
Which shows you all of this is already planned, man.
Yep.
You know, Esau already planned the whole chaos that's gonna come, man.
Yep.
Which ultimately the Lord is gonna have a hand in it too.
Yep.
You know, it's not gonna be Esau that's doing all the things that's gonna be happening. It's gonna be the Lord, man.
And that was an elite movie. And another elite movie was Snowpiercer. was in Snowpiercer. I don't know if you guys watching. They were on a train. There was elites in the front of the train. And everyone in the back was like the lower class. But they were feeding them a particular black bar, which was they found out those were insects. Right? And they were mashing up together and made a bar. Right? And what is Esau telling these people? They had these experiments going to school. They tried to eat them on each other. Tried to love Israelites wasn't with that. You were with that. I'm good, son. I'm good. Right?
Which they even have celebrities eating those bugs. Yeah. And they're like, it's good. I didn't think it was going to be this good. You know, yeah, that fucking girl, yeah. She was eating that bug shit. I don't know what it was, but it was bugs. So, oh, it's good, it tastes good. And who do you think is going to be impressionable on, man? Her fans. And now the fans, you know, are going to be getting these sentences like, oh, maybe I should try it too. You know, she said it's good, right? That's how Esau promotes this shit, man. By having these celebrities which are Jake, you know, to influence other Jakes to take it, man. And that's ultimately what he's going to do with the MOTB, you know? Have LeBron James and some other celebrity taking it on, you know, go open doors with it, do all this, that, the third. And these people, as mere peasants, that they mean mere simple, you know, scriptures tell you how that the simple believeth every word.
Right.
So,
I gotta stop you, brother, because they ain't gonna have to promote that, brother. They're gonna get that because they're hungry. They're gonna promote shit. They're gonna promote that. They might not even want to eat it. But it's like there's something, they're gonna say, listen, man, they're gonna have trouble getting food, so they'll say, listen, let's fuck this. I gotta eat it. Okay, whatever bars they got. It's not gonna be no promotion, celebrity. You know, the ration bars. No, they're gonna be hungry. You know, so ain't nothing they're gonna be able to do. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, we're not trusting in Esau what Esau has to offer, man. We're trusting in Yahweh Shah. See, they can eat the ration bars. You can have whatever burger, super beyond burger, extreme burger, whatever burger you want to eat. You can eat those things. Okay, the Lord's going to provide us with good food. That's right. That's olives. Brothers might, you know, get a package of, car might get a package of lentils and delivered to us. All this. Or lentils or soup, you know, soup ingredients. Brother loves soup, you know. Certain brothers get what they like, right? You know?
Yeah, that's like the woman just got to the point when that famine was happening and during the time of Kings, when we read it earlier, how about, you know, the cow's head was sold for this amount of money. The dove's done. Hey, the prophets that were there then, they weren't eating that shit. Right. You know, they weren't eating bird shit and eating a donkey's head, man. You know, the Lord was feeding them, man. You know, just like Elijah, he was getting fed, you know, twice a day by the ravens, and he had the brook, which afterwards, by the end of the famine, was completely dried out, man. Hey, the Lord likewise in this day and age is going to take care of his elect, man. You know, through miraculous ways, man. It's like, you know, and I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it, you know, because when that thing comes, that's why the text brothers, you know, lost power in my building. I text brothers quick. Oh, you guys lost power? I know. It's not that I want brothers to lose power.
No. Something's happened. Yeah.
It's not about that. If brothers was the only one power, I'll be
because even me today too at the plantation, like the debit machine wasn't working. I was like, yo, surely this is going everywhere else, man. You know, I was getting excited in the spirit, but I realized, you know, it was only in my area, you know.
Yeah. It's something else happened too, where I don't know what it was. Who was I speaking to? I think it was like one of the companies. It was like the Intel insurance company, and they said yeah, we're closing at 6. The system is down. I said, the system is down. You're down. What do you mean by that? They quiet. Said, yeah, it's not working. I was like, is this everywhere? The whole that's the questionnaire shit. It sounded excited. It sounded excited. You know what I'm saying? Really? You know, tell me more. You know, it's all inquiring. You don't want to hear a whole system crash. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what we're hastening the day of Yahweh Shah.
That's right. Go ahead. This is the book of 2nd Ezra 16 and 40. Oh, my people, hear my word. Make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth.
Right, so we're going to have to be on the move in that day. It's not going to be a time of being comfortable. We're going to live like how Yahweh Shah was living. Yahweh Shah was moving. He said that birds have a place to rest their head. Yeah. Right? Foxes have holes. The Son of Man have no place to rest his head. Okay?
Says it right there.
Okay.
It says, this is 2nd Ezra 16 and 21. Behold, victuals shall be sold good cheap upon earth.
Well, that was an example. Those burgers, that was an example. 50 cents. How does that make sense? How do you make money from that? So you tell me they just went to lose billions of dollars for fun? They're not even good. Trillions probably. Whatever, how much ever. Just for fun. They just did that for fun. Just to help you. No. Days on that. No. They don't do that, man. They don't help you. Okay? The scriptures say they do good, they do it unwillingly. They shoot away all kind of buns and burgers at the end of the shoot every day. Don't change that. You go to Dunkin' Donuts or you'll find a whole, you want to get donuts? You go find a whole box. You're ready to go into the dumpster. Good donuts. But all these homeless around the city, you could just leave it somewhere for the homeless to get it. You can just do that, but you're going to shoot it away. That's wickedness, man. That's evil. And then Esau actually put a law where you're not allowed to do that. So these people are the devil. So you tell me this man's not Satan on the earth? And I'll say, fuck it, man. I'll go pass that shit out. I'll say, this will pass out some of this. So these Israelites, make sure they're Israelites.
Go ahead. Verse 21, it says, behold, 2 Ezra 16 and 21, behold, victuals shall be sold good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case.
So they think it's all good, right? And now, who knows? And it's funny how they were giving all that out right before they said they were going to send out some signal waves on our coast. So we'll see, man. Okay, because we heard about the signal, the particular FIVE signals that are supposed to go out to activate certain things in certain people. They got certain things in it. That Billy the Gates was talking about how he wanted to inject food to that. So we'll see, man. That could have been because of, it's definitely some sinister reason, but that could have been the reason. We'll see what happens, man. And it might not be, don't look for it to be the exact date that people are saying on the internet. Esau likes to, play with people, So it probably won't be that date. But eventually, something's going to happen. Go ahead.
It says, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion.
Right. It's just going to increase, man. It's going to enclose them, man. The army that's surrounding you and that's coming in closer and closer, it's going to close them. So you can't escape. Siege, right? Siege. The Lord is going to put a siege of plagues upon these people. Let's take the last scripture.
This is Isaiah 10, in verse 20. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more stay, shall no more again stay upon him that smote them.
We're not going to lean upon it. We're not going to depend on it. We're not depending on Esau. Esau has all the rations. But what are we going to do if they put pork in the rations, brother? What do you mean we're going to do put pork? You don't fucking eat it. You eat pork now? We don't care about what Esau has to offer, man. We're moving forward with what the Lord has planned for us, man. Which he's going to protect us, man. We know that. So I told these people, wait till, look for us in that day. Look for any of these brothers up here in that day that continue to the end. Roll with it, all the brothers continue to the end.
Go ahead. It says, shall no more stay again upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, in truth.
Right. Stay upon the Holy One of Israel in truth, right? That's who we're looking at. We're not looking for Esau either. So with that, we'll give all praises to and honor
to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Machakadash.
The belongs to the apostle, elders, great millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to you, Aki, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. Shemai,
Yasha Allah,
Yahweh,
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 Shemai, Yasha Allah, Yahweh, 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 Shemai, Yasha Allah, Yahweh, Yahweh, Kwam Yasha. Shalom. Sometimes it's hard to press. Big fingers, you know.